Well, so going back previously, as I stated on one of your other shows, the 4 to 6 week time frame is generally when forensic examination and testing is usually completed. So given the fact that we are just now a month out from the homicides, and given the fact that the laboratories have had 4 weeks, I would expect either there is going to be some progress moving forward, that there has been some isolation of DNA samples. With that being said, it may not be positively identifiable to someone because, just quite frankly, they haven't been arrested, and so there's nothing in the system. But with that being said, the advancement of testing and genealogy workups, if they have been able to isolate certain suspicious samples, I think we are in the critical period, this 4 to 6 week period, where we may hopefully see some forward progress in cracking this case wide open.
Well, and what we're seeing on the screen now is investigators taking out the personal items of the 4 students, giving those items back to the families, and essentially clearing this crime scene, which some have said is too soon. What's the rush? Does that indicate to you that police maybe have more information, they feel comfortable taking evidence potentially out of this crime scene at this point?
And to that point, that's exactly right. That is a tail sign that the police department, local, state, and federal, to include the FBI, is satisfied that there would be no need in the future to return with any concern of spoliation or cross-contamination. So whatever they needed, and I think given the fact that it was almost 3 weeks before they released the crime scene back, I think it's a tail sign that they have what they needed. It's just now a question of allowing the laboratory testing to run its course, and hopefully there'll be some news to be reported.
How about this white car? Police put out the alert a few days ago and said, we want to talk to the occupants of this white car that was seen near the crime scene. Is that a decoy potentially, or is nobody's come forward? What do you make of the fact that police put that out and it hasn't really gone anywhere in the last few days?
Well, I know that in speaking to my sources, there have been quite a few tips, and I think we're in the thousands of tips that have been phoned in either to the FBI tip line or to local law enforcement with respect to this type of vehicle. The problem with this type of vehicle, it's a very common vehicle, but I think what the FBI and the local law enforcement community is trying to do is create a web, so to speak, with respect to identifying those cars that may be registered in Moscow or the adjoining cities or municipalities, and kind of zero in. And so even if they're not able to get an exact tip with respect to that specific car, and again, this is painstaking investigative work. This is basically boots on the ground. And it is possible. I know the authorities are working with the Department of Motor Vehicle with respect to those type of vehicles being registered in the state of Idaho. Again, it takes time, but I do believe the car is relevant. My understanding is that it was picked up on some video surveillance being in the neighborhood at or about the time of these homicides. And then also it is possible that this type of vehicle was also seen in the last vicinity of when these individuals, these college students, were out and about prior to coming home. And that's why it was important with respect to trying to identify and contact the individuals in this car.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.